So what does it mean to be college and career ready? And how do we know if students have hit that target? In 2016, the Iowa State Board of Education adopted a statewide definition of college and career readiness, which identifies which outcomes are important so that students can achieve post-secondary success. According to the state definition, Iowa students who are college and career ready have acquired the necessary knowledge, skills, and strategies to be successful in post-secondary opportunities, as demonstrated through multiple sources of evidence, including those generated by students. Iowa students who are college and career ready have successfully achieved proficiency in essential content knowledge, acquired practical transition skills, developed key learning skills and cognitive strategies, and built a strong foundation of self-understanding and engagement strategies. The Iowa definition is the result of a broad stakeholder group originally convened in 2015, which generated descriptions of what is important for students to accomplish by high school graduation. A subgroup of that stakeholder group took those ideas and drafted a definition, which was revised based on feedback from the large team as well as stakeholders statewide. There were several facilitated sessions that included national leadership organizations well-versed in the research that supports such definitions, including identifying key indicators and benchmarks. Let's dig into this definition a bit more. First, we need to ensure that we are consistent in our language regarding college and career readiness. When we discuss students, we mean a person enrolled in a PK-12 educational program. Second, and this is a key component to Iowa's definition, is the entirety of what is included when we say post-secondary opportunities. As you can see, this expands beyond the traditional understanding of college being a 2 or 4 year degree only. This more inclusive definition of college values any form of education or training beyond high school that leads to a credential. Finally, using multiple sources of evidence differentiates how we identify who is ready and for what. For example, an ACT score may indicate readiness in college algebra. However, many programs do not require this level of math. An equal indicator of math readiness might be scoring at the benchmark required for entry into the math course for a renewable energy AAS degree. The point is, there are multiple ways to demonstrate readiness, and that varies by which post-secondary opportunities or pathway the student chooses. In the first of the 4 outcome categories, students demonstrate readiness in achieving proficiency in essential content knowledge. While this can have multiple interpretations and accordingly multiple sources of evidence to measure readiness, this category is likely the most familiar to educators, as it includes academic standards and content. A primary source of evidence is the Iowa statewide assessment of student progress. Additional sources include, but are not limited to, formative assessments within MTSS, college placement or admissions exams, and other methods to assess academic content mastery. In the second outcome category, students demonstrate readiness in acquiring practical transition skills. Within this category, transition has multiple meanings, and as with the prior outcome category, will have multiple sources of evidence to measure readiness. This can include transitions within K-12, as well as from K-12 to post-secondary programs. There can and should be direct connections to the world of work, including student evidence in the individual career and academic planning process, also known as ICAP. In the third outcome category, students demonstrate readiness in developing key learning skills and cognitive strategies. Unlike the other 3 outcome categories, this one lacks common methods to measure student evidence of readiness. In Iowa, we see close alignment between this outcome category and the universal constructs, as well as the employability skills from the Iowa Core. Some districts have adopted competency-based structures to assess readiness in these areas. However, districts that are not using competency-based could still develop internal capacity to evaluate student readiness in this outcome category. In the fourth outcome category, students demonstrate readiness in building a strong foundation of self-understanding and engagement strategies. This includes a great degree of student agency and can be measured through students' mindsets and behaviors. While not as widely used as academic screening and intervention, more schools are accessing and using screening instruments in areas identified here, such as those for social-emotional learning. As you can see from Iowa's College and Career Readiness definition, we have an established and comprehensive response to identifying a student's readiness to move on to post-secondary endeavors. This definition requires us to go beyond simple measures of test scores to demonstrate readiness and provides opportunities for all students to demonstrate readiness in ways that are consistent with and aligned to their chosen pathway.